The Impossible Shift returns with a powerful new season centered on one core truth. The shift only becomes real when you start living it. In these episodes, you'll learn how to turn awareness into action, healing into habit, and self-discovery into a life you can finally claim as your own through raw stories, grounded reflections, and honest conversations about choice, courage, and rebuilding yourself from the inside out. Season 2 invites you to step boldly into the version of you that's been waiting. I grew up hearing a phrase some of you might know well. Children are meant to be seen and not heard. Maybe you heard it too. Maybe you didn't, because times have changed. But back then, it was common, normalized, repeated. And whether anyone intended harm or not, the message was clear. Your voice doesn't matter. Stay quiet. Stay small. And so we did. Our voices were silenced as children. And without even realizing it, many of us carried that silence into adulthood. But now it's time to take our voices back. Because so much of that silence wasn't natural. It was shaped by trauma, by what we lived through, by what we never had the chance to say. And healing, real healing, is what helps us restore what was taken. When I first began this journey, writing The Impossible Shift wasn't meant to be a book at all. It was a journal, a tool my therapist suggested, something to help me process the trauma I had buried. And honestly, it was brutal, raw, unfiltered, painful in ways that felt impossible to face. I didn't believe it would help. I didn't believe anything could help at that point. But something unexpected happened. As I wrote, as the words spilled out, as the memories and hurt finally had somewhere to go, the pages slowly became a doorway. A doorway to healing I didn't know was possible. And the moment I shared those pages with my mother, the woman who had been the center of so much of that pain, it changed everything. We sat together, we cried together, we saw each other, maybe for the first time. It was one of the first moments in my life where I saw her differently. Not as the version of her from my past, but as a human being with her own wounds, her own stories, her own silent battles. That moment allowed us to build something new, a relationship that had never existed before. One built on understanding, on honesty, on a kind of compassion we had never been able to access. If I hadn't written those pages, if I hadn't done the hard, uncomfortable work, we might have never reached that healing. She may have never known my children. We may have never found peace. So, I believe deeply, unwaveringly, that you can rediscover your voice. You can recover your ability to speak. You can heal the wounds that taught you to hide. You just have to give yourself permission. Permission to speak, permission to recover, permission to live beyond the pain. The pain may still be a part of your story, but it does not have to be the place you live forever. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Impossible Shift. If this message stirred something in you, even something small, trust it. That's how change begins, with one shift, one choice, one moment of honesty with yourself. Season 2 is all about learning how to live the lessons you discovered last season, how to take the truths you've uncovered and turn them into actions that rebuild your life from the inside out. If today's episode resonated with you, feel free to share it with someone who might need it. And if you haven't already, follow the show so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep choosing yourself, keep choosing your healing, and remember, every tiny shift counts.